Hello, this is Andy from SwissAAA.org. Today we're going to do a practical test of the Rhino 40 DS in 357, respectively in 38 Special. So what do you get if you buy the Rhino 40 DS? You get a nice case, the revolver, this one is in stainless steel, and you get one moon clip. A lot of paperwork, a little brush and other stuff. I don't even know what it's good for. Some stickers, that's it. So the Rhino revolver is a very special revolver. There are some things in the design you immediately see, of course. So the barrel is down here. So with the lowest chamber of your cylinder, you actually fire the round. It's not up here. Right, up here you have only these things to hold the sights. Right, so that's the first thing you see. The second thing is the grip angle and the grip configuration. You are very high up on the gun with your hand. It's almost like a pistol, and your hand is in a completely different angle than with a normal revolver. We're going to get to that a little bit more. So what else? It has a wrong hammer. So if I fire the revolver, you see the hammer doesn't actually move, right? I can cock the revolver with the hammer, but otherwise the hammer is just for show. And of course in competition I shoot everything in double action. So I never shoot single action in competition. Okay, so but that's a feature. It also has an indicator when it's cocked. You see here this little red pin, it sticks actually up, so it tells you that the gun is actually cocked. You can decock it over the hammer. That's also a feature. Good or not, I don't know, that's how it works. It has high visibility fiber optic sights on it. This one is in stainless steel. The cylinder has a different form, so it's not round. It's like has these flat surfaces around, makes the whole gun actually quite slim compared to other revolvers. It's also much lighter than say a 6.86 in 4-inch, so it's quite lightweight. And now the trick is, with the low barrel and with the high hand, you should still have a much less muzzle flip than with other revolvers. Let's see how that works. That's the gun. Here is also the cylinder release. You have to push down to unlock the cylinder. It's not a push or something like you are used to. So it's a down and out comes the cylinder. Okay. Revolver shooting, you have to solve 3 problems. One of the problems is reloading. So as you have 6 rounds in that case, you need to reload often, and you also need to reload kind of fast, right? So, but you need the right equipment to do it. And that's not completely obvious with the Rhino. So the classic speed loader to do that is the HKS. It's the 5.86, works with the normal Smith & Wesson 6.86 revolvers as well, and also works with the Rhino, right? So it holds the 6 rounds, okay, but you have to turn that little knob to release the rounds, right? So that means you have to block the cylinder while you enter it, and then you have to turn the knob, holding the gun down, of course, and then the 6 rounds drop into the cylinder, and this goes on the ground, right? So that's the classic speed loader that has been around for a long time. Another option is the Safariland Comp 2. The Comp 3, of course, would be better, but they don't make it such that it actually fits the Rhino, unless you're changing it a little bit. So the Comp 2, you insert it, and then you have to kind of push down on the outer edge, on the outer part of the loader, and hope it releases the rounds. So in there, so you have to go in and push down on the surrounding part. I'm not so completely convinced. Another thing is the speed piece. It doesn't really hold the rounds very tightly, so it's only with this little spring thingy you see here. If they are aligned properly, it's fine. It goes in, but now nothing happens. So you actually have to smack it on the back to release the rounds. If you're unlucky, the rounds will look in different directions and you actually can't bring it into the cylinder. So I'm not convinced with that either. Then there's the moon clips. Now for the long 38s, it's also kind of wobbly. That's the moon clip that came with the revolver. So that's quite fast. In it goes. And also if you have the spent brass, it actually comes out quite quickly. But at least in IDPA competition, you have to shoot then a higher power factor. And you see these things are kind of not so stable in here. So moon clip for me, it's for 45 revolvers or 9mm revolvers. But of course those are not revolvers, right? Why shoot the pistol caliber in a revolver? Okay, that's gone. Now we have the jet loader made in Austria by Seidel. So this thing is made for the 686, but if you change it a little bit, it will actually work with the Rhino. So you insert it and then you have to, whoo! If when it touches in the middle, it actually fires the rounds into the cylinder and you're ready. This thing drops to the ground, go. So that's the only, for me, it's the only halfway fast solution to load the Rhino, but you have to work on the cartridge holders here to make it work with the Rhino. I said there are 3 points. So one is the reload. We had a little bit of that. We'll come back to it. The other one with the revolver, another one is the grip. So you have to make a special grip. There's actually 3 possibilities. So sometimes you see the guys grip with the weak hand over here, over the strong hand. And the idea is of course to control the recoil. But actually I don't like it too much. And you can do it with the revolver since there's no slide coming back and forth, right? With the pistol you just do it once, usually. But here I don't like that. Well, I can push down with the thumb, but I have no grip really on the rest of the gun, right? So the second technique is I try to do like a pistol. I go with my hand palm in here, and that's a really strong grip. But with the Rhino, since the barrel is down here, if my thumb is here, I'll get really a bad burn on my thumb. If I shoot hot loads, it's not gonna good. So I just do that once usually, if at all. And the other one is I have this thumb in such a manner, and my other thumb actually crosses that thumb. Now what do I do with my other finger here? So I don't do such an extreme angle with my hand. That doesn't feel right for me, so I put my finger up here. But that's something you have to try, you have to know about, and just make sure that with this revolver your thumb is not there where the gases actually come out. Huh? So let's do some shooting, because there's the third point of the revolver. We had the reloads, we had the grip, and now is the trigger. You know, there's no single action trigger, striker fire, trigger tuning, blah blah blah. There's just a double action trigger. Of course, it can be tuned. I don't really recommend it too much, because then you might have light strikes and the thing won't work anymore. But anyway, so it's your business. Let's see what I can do with the Chiappa Rhino. I have here my jet loader. Let's load it. And let's see what I can do from a ready position, 10 meters on the steel plate. I haven't trained much with the revolver. Let's see what we can do here. So that was a 38, was okay. 126, I'm happy. Let's do a double tap. It's okay, it doesn't jump at all. Wasn't really quick, I'm not Jerry Mikulek, but it's for me, it's okay. Let's do it again. I have to calculate. Another thing with the revolver, you have to know how many you fired. I think I fired 3, so let's do another 2 or 3. Oh, 3, so that was okay. Took me a lot of time, of course, but it's very good to handle it. It doesn't actually jump, but that was 38. So the 38, that wasn't really difficult, right? Doesn't kick much, and so the whole configuration, low barrel, high grip, worked very well. Now I have 6 357 Magnums in it. Let's see what happens with that. First one shot. Woo-ha! Now, see, my thumb was already a bit closer there. Oh, it's already a bit blackened. So here you really feel the gases come out. So keep your thumb off the gap there. Let's do a double tap. Let's see. They were both high, so I'm already having a bit of a heart attack here. Let's try the 3s. So that was okay. I have to do my part, of course. It doesn't really jump, but you feel the kick. It comes straight back into your hand. So 357, it's doable. The thing heats up. It's quite nice to shoot, but it's very different from the 38s, of course. As promised, back to the reload. Reload, there's basically 2 ways to do it. So one is with a hand change and one is without the hand change. Of course, you all watch the videos of Jerry, and he's pretty fast with it, and he does it with the hand change. The difference is, at least those that I saw, it's with moon clips and it's a 45 caliber, right? So here you can actually throw the moon clip from up here and it still goes into the cylinder, right? With the 38 or the 357, it's not gonna happen. And also, to get the brass out, the spent rounds out, he actually does the hand change. So he comes back here, zock, does this. Sometimes just with the thumb here, presses on the ejector here, and all the things fall out because it's on the moon clip. It's very short brass and so on. If you have 357s in here, hot loads, they stick to the walls of the chamber and they won't come out. Right? If you just do like this, nothing happens. Okay, the half of it is still stuck somewhere. So you actually have to smash on the ejector to make the things fall out. So with the long brass, you might have to do that. So that's without hand change. So you come back here, open, smash on the ejector, get the new rounds in, close and go on the target. Let's see how that goes. So I've loaded 5 brass, 1 hot round. The cylinder turns clockwise and I hope I have the right chamber such that when I pull the trigger it actually fires. I fire 1, reload with my jet loader here, fire another 1. Let's see how that works and whether I can hit. Let's see. Woo-ha! So that was okay. It was 345. I'm happy with it. I would actually, with a bit more practice, love to get under 3, maybe closer to 2.5, but that takes like a couple of thousand repetitions more. We are now at 20 meters. Let's see whether I can get my 6 hits on the steel gong. Seems awfully small from here. Okay, here we go. That wasn't too bad. So that was the practical test of the Chiappa Rhino 40 DS. Still hot from the last shoot. So it really works. So it looks kind of weird if you're used to like normal revolvers. The low barrel, you have to watch your thumb that it doesn't come to the gap between barrel and cylinder. It's quite lightweight, the grip is very different, but actually if you practice a little bit with it, it works quite well. The only real difficulty with it is you need to get some jet loader, speed loader and so on, where you can do reasonably fast reloads, and that's a bit of a headache to get actually. But otherwise, this thing is quite fun to shoot. I'm gonna shoot it certainly some more, and I'm also gonna do some competitions with it to see how I can actually work in the competition. So I can recommend, try it out, get familiar with it, and it's really fun. And I like the high grip actually. It's to point on the target. I think it's superior to other revolvers that I've tried.